Hey guys, this is your buddy Mana from Civil Center and I welcome all of you back to our channel and another video on barbering schedule. So basically in today's video I'm going to do the barbering schedule of the first floor of this particular building. I've already completed the barbering schedule up to the plinth level and up to the ground floor level, and I'm working on the first floor barbering schedule. So decided to share with you guys. So basically all of us know something about barbering schedule, but what is its use? So in today's video let me tell you a very basic use, like the reason which for which I am doing this right now. So we have a site and the structural drawing is being finalized, and we were to give the client a particular schedule of the materials or the reinforcement which he has to order so that he can start the works. So that's exactly why we are doing this barbering schedule. So let's get started. If you watch the video till the very end, I hope that you will get some idea about how to find out the rebar quantities, and if you wish to know about other topics related to civil engineering, software and also other various concepts, you can subscribe our channel. So let's get started. So we have columns here, 7 types of columns in the structural drawing, and you can just take it from here. This is the foundation layout, and we have the column schedule. From that we have an idea of what is the sizes of the different columns here, and here also reinforcement has been given. So up to the ground floor we have already done the the barbering schedule, and we're going to do for the the first floor slab. That is we're going to follow this particular set of reinforcement for it. So let's get the first one is item description. As you can see, main reinforcement. So we have this main reinforcement. Let's see, we have 6 bars of 20 mm here. So we're going to delete one of this layer of the main reinforcement here. We don't need that. We have the diameter of bar is 16 mm and the number of the bars is your 6, and we have 6 bars of 16 mm here in the C1. Sorry, 6 bars of 20 mm, my bad. Okay, 6 bars of 20 mm we have here, and the arrangement of the stirrups or the ties in this case will be like this. Okay, so number of members, we have 3 number of members here, that is C1. If we just look into the structural drawing, how many C1 is there? 1 2 3 3 number of C1 is there, so that's what we are mentioning here. Number of members equal to 3. Shape is like this. Why the shape is like this? Let me tell you. In this footing, as you can see, this column bar is going like this and it is going like this. So that's why the shape is like this. But here actually this is the for the column reinforcement coming out of the footing, it will be like this, but actually this one will be a straight one. So this should be a straight one like this. Okay, so this will be the shape of this main reinforcement, and shape is done. Then the cutting length of bar. So the cutting length of bar we have to calculate. So how can we calculate the cutting length of bar? So this is the floor to floor height, this 3.05 meter, 10 feet. This is the floor to floor height, and this is, we are adding a portion for the lap length. So after 3.05 we have to keep a portion for our lap length, that is 50d. So 50 into this is for converting this into from mm to meter. 50 into the diameter of the bar in meter, that's what we are taking. We have taken into 2 in the plinth level. So and the next levels we are taking only one particular length, because some portion of the bars we have to keep, so that we can, for the next floor, if we want to go for the next floor, we can give the lapping there. So that's why we're considering this into account, the cutting length of the bars, and then the total length of the bar. The total length of the bar will be this cutting length into the number of members, which will be the total length of the bars. Now if we multiply the total length of the bar into the number of members or the number of columns, we'll find out the total length of bar in all the members. Pretty easy, huh? Next we'll go for the weight per kg per meter. So weight in kg per meter is derived using a simple formula which is known as d square by 162, where the d is the diameter of the bar in mm. You can check, it is 20 mm bars, for the unit weight is 2.5, around 2.5 the unit weight is. And how can you get the total weight in kg? It's simple, this unit weight into your total length of the bars. So it's in meter, it's in kg per meter, and we'll get the weight. So like this we'll make all the remaining calculations using this formula. Okay, So the next thing which we come up is our ties. So let's see the shape of the ties which has been used here. Earlier in this C1 column, these two shapes were used, one this diamond shaped and another this rectangle shape. Now we have one rectangle shape and one straight this one. So we have 8 mm bars, good with that. Number of bars, okay, number of bars, how you derive the number of bars? Actually, number of bars, we deduct this cutting length of column minus the lap length, because this lap length we don't need that to provide your stirrups, because the next portion will provide the stirrups anyway. So we don't want to provide multiple number of stirrups or the ties. So this length minus the lap length will divide it by 175. So what is the 175? You can check here. 175 is the spacing between two ties. So that's why you divide it by 175 and round up by 0. It increases by one number. So this is the number of ties which will be used, 8 mm ties of the rectangular this shape. And now this, the next shape which we'll have here is your, as you can see here, this one. So this one will be the shape which will be used here. So for this shape, what we'll do is we'll just calculate. So the 8 mm is the number of bars, and the number of bars is okay, diameter of bar is okay, number of member is okay, and we'll just keep this here. You can simply copy this or simply cut this and paste it here for the shape. So we'll take this shape, copy, and just paste it here. This is the S4 shape which we have given here. So the S4 shape will work here, and the cutting length can be obtained by using this one, this formula. I'm just pasting it and then I'll just explain to you what is the formula. So we are using the roundup command to increase it by 1 per 2 and take it up to 2 decimal. And what is basically this? If we have this, look into this, this is 215 to 315 to 300. So this is 300. So if we deduct 300 minus 80, that is 40 mm cover for the column on this side and this side. So where is the cover written for the column? You can see here in this particular notes, the cover for the column is 40 mm. So 40 mm cover is written for the columns. So 300 minus 80. So that's what we should do here. 300 minus 0.08, that is 300 mm minus 80 mm, plus the bends. So what is this? 10 into D into 2. So this is this particular, as you can see, this hook length. So it is 10D and this is 10D. So this is 10 into 8 mm in meters, that is 0.008, and this it's 10 into 0.008. So we'll multiply this 10 into 0.008 by 2, and we are taking a roundup up to 2 places. You cannot ignore the roundup command also as per your preference. Okay, so this will be the cutting length of this bar, and the total length of the bar here you can get using the same formula, number of bars into the cutting length of the bars, and the total length of the bar in all members also you can find using the same formula, that as you had seen above, the total length of the bar into the number of members and the weight of the unit weight of the 8 mm bars, and we find the total weight of the 8 mm bars. So like that you can find, and like this we'll complete the entire sheet, and after we complete the entire sheet we can calculate the diameter of the rod sheet. So what we have done here is we have taken the total weight. We'll find out the total weight of all the 8 mm bars just for example, and we'll get the total weight of the 8 mm bars in kilo. And for the number of pieces, what we'll do, we know that the length of one piece is 12 meter. So 12 meter is the length of one single piece of rebar. So we'll find out the weight of the one piece of rebar of 8 mm dia, which will be the unit weight of this 8 mm dia multiplied by 12 meters, which will give the weight of one piece of the 8 mm dia. So if we divide that by this, we'll get the number of pieces, which is exactly what we have done. As you can see, this is C40, that is the total weight, and J5 into 12. So J5 is, you can see, this is the unit weight of the 8 mm bars, into 12 is the length of the one bar. So we have found out the number of pieces of the 8 mm bars. So similarly, you can proceed to find out the bar bending schedule of the other parts of the column as well. Hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and if you want videos on BPS of any particular structural member, you can comment below. Bye bye.